it over to General Easley. I know there must be an incredible amount of priorities in the Army. You certainly talked about the cloud journey you're on. Give us your top 3 priorities that are you're going to be rolling out over the next 1 or 2 years that you're focusing your attention on.
Excellent, and thanks for the opportunity. In the Army, one of the key areas that we're trying to speed and improve our workforce is in the risk management framework, and how do we accelerate and automate our authority to operate. So there's the federal government has a fairly structured methodology to approve systems that we put onto our network, to make sure that they're approved, that we understand what they're doing, that we know what data is being generated by them and what we're doing and how we're protecting them. Finding ways to make that system faster and more secure is critical for our systems. One way we're doing that is to really focus, kind of setting the foundation in the prepare step of that process, so we know what are we trying to protect, and then how are we going to protect it throughout its life cycle. So we see continuous monitoring as one of that key factors of how do we instrument these systems, how do we upskill our workforce to really look at what's going on in those systems, as other panels have talked about. How do we know what normal looks like, so we have kind of that baseline, so we can use artificial intelligence and machine learning to see the deviations from that normal point. Another key piece is our identity, credential, and access management piece. There's a big push within the Department of Defense over the last year or two to really establish an enterprise approach for that, for both the services and the Department of Defense at the whole. We all get our identity from kind of a high level system that a lot of the federal government is sharing. So our identity credentials are worked not just within the Army, but also across the DoD and even into the federal space. But we have to get that beyond just on our traditional endpoints. And how do we use that same identity management solution to work in our legacy databases? How do we get it to work in our cloud environment, so I can move either physically or virtually throughout the system and have our identity follow us there, and we can, again, trust our systems. And then finally, again, it was a number of us talked about it, is our workforce. We've been going through a zero-based review, as the National Defense Authorization Act of 2020 required all the services to do. So we've spent a lot of time, a lot of introspection over the last 6 months, looking at our workforce, looking at our software developers, our machine learning folks, our cloud technicians, all these kind of different aspects of our cyber IT and our cybersecurity workforce. And how do we want to kind of upskill, find gaps, find the roles of our Department of Army civilians, of our soldiers, and contracting workforce that's going to really help create the cybersecurity solutions that we need.